Galena and I did a show together that was it was called Drinking Habits,
Nice.
and you the audience ahead of time you tell the audience like with a QR code what that person's bad habit is, and every time they do it on stage, the audience drinks.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and
I know what mine would be.
can I tell you, I thought I knew what mine was. I've done the show now 3 different times, and each time it's a new one, and I'm like, do I also do that?
I know mine would be.
What is it?
Bending my knees. If it's during stand-up,
Yeah.
I bend my knees at punchlines.
You do
like
squats.
I squat. Yeah, full squat.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I know I do.
I know the squat.
I don't do it on purpose.
It's great.
It's just in there.
I like it's emphasis.
It's. I don't know. I don't do that when I talk to people on the street.
Do you know what? Though?
I don't think I do.
Save
you know
it
what?
for
Maybe
us.
I do.
Mine was pointing, and I apparently do it all the time.
Okay.
So I was like, and it was great. And someone was, and like everyone drank, and I was like, why are you all doing that? And I was like why are you doing that?
But if someone just drinks to drink, do you feel like, oh, is that my cadence? Like, there's going to be someone
but you
who
can
just
usually
drinks.
see a collective wave of drinking. Yeah.
That's fun though.
Yeah. I do a lot of motions with my hands.
Do you get to drink when they drink?
No. You have a drink on stage. I had a drink on stage.
Okay.
Yeah, you can drink with them, but you don't know why you're drinking. That's the problem. The best part is to
what
drink.
if there's an audience member, they turn it on too? So whenever the audience member, I don't
think we know the audience well enough to be like, Cindy just did the thing again.
But when Cindy takes a drink, I take a drink.
I think if you were on the show and you did that, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Like, what are you doing? I'm doing a drink every time you do that.
You should be like, every time. Okay.
I'll pick a person.
Yeah,
I would totally do that.
Every time this woman has a drink, we're all going to drink, even if it's not drinking because of
Yeah. We're just getting as drunk as this chick. You decide everyone's fate tonight.
Do you drink a lot on stage?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Not a lot, but yeah.
I love how you go, yeah.
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 I mean, it depends. Sometimes I'm talking so much I don't have time to have a drink.
Of course.
But I love a drink, especially if I'm headlining, I'm drinking.
Interesting. Here's what's funny. I'm more likely to drink if I'm not headlining. If I'm headlining, I'm you know what I do? This is pathetic.
I like
hot
put
water.
In shots. I make people get me drinks.
Do you really?
If I finish my beer, I'll be like, hey man, do you mind getting me a drink like from a table?
I will.
They always do it.
I've had someone bring me a cup of hot tea while I was on stage.
Okay, fancy.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to this person. I was like, we should have a little tea party as a joke because I did some joke about tea. And
can they put alcohol in tea? Yeah, right? Honey, Bailey's maybe? No.
I mean, this is good as any segue to talk about because this tea literally by its name, what we are drinking is Bird and Blend's Whisktea.
So whiskey. Can we do it?
It is a fantastic tea.
So
I brewed it at boiling for 4 minutes. It's a rooibos. Go nuts. Enjoy. Tell me.
I'm worried about the heat.
That's ASMR for all of you. Yes, that has tastes of caramel and bourbon.
Really good for my throat.
I love it. This is a great tea.
If it was a little colder, I'd be chugging it right now.
But you can put whiskey into tea.
Uh-oh.
I love Irish coffee.
Does that make me healthy if I do that?
I don't know.
I try to, so like I'm on this new kick where my sister told me if I eat a salad, be careful what you tell me. And I don't think she meant it. It was a side moment. She's like, if you eat a salad like greens, you can basically eat anything you want. So now I'm on this whole like, yesterday I ate it. I wouldn't have Benihana's, but I ordered it to like take home.
I love Benihana's.
So I got a steak, like I got so much stuff. And my husband's like, what are you doing? I was like, I had a salad first.
Yeah, I put it on a bed of lettuce.
And then I made the next day like a full pot of pasta, and I ate the whole pot out of the pot. And then, but I had a salad first.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. So I'm having this salad. My husband's like, you're just eating more now. And I'm like, no. I'm counterbalancing.
Yes, I'm getting all the salad. As long as you eat this.
But it's got to make me a little fuller.
Probably.
I don't know.
I was told once to drink water before I eat, and then I do that.
Yeah.
Does it work? I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm on like day 3 of this salad before I eat thing.
I would like to be... Okay, wow. This is going to be very specific to you, actually. Not even on purpose.
Okay.
When I was younger, on the occasion, my parents would bring home donut holes. And then I started thinking of you because the best donut holes are Tim Hortons Timbits. I don't know if I assume you've had those.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like a week ago.
What?
Yeah, I love them.
Anyway, for those, by the way, who don't know this, so Tim Hortons is like the Dunkin' Donuts of Canada.
Yeah.
But it's better.
But there's also something even better than that. The Festival Donuts.
What is a Festival Donut?
I think it's Tom's, Tiny Tom's Donuts. They're at every fair in Canada, and they're like, maybe not every fair, maybe just the fairs that I grew up with.
I want to go.
They're like a machine. You watch them get made and they flip it and then they have the sugar on the end and they're so fucking good.
When are we going? When's the next fair? I'm ready.
You know what? I'm trying to get on the Markham Fair. It's in October or November. Maybe we can.
Yeah. Bring an opener.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm ready.
in.
I will go places for food.
Okay, great.
That is so crazy. Wait, so I'm trying to remember this. You did do stand-up in Canada or no stand-up in Canada?
No, I started stand-up when I moved to Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
You're so good. I just
Thanks.
assume you've done it.
I've been
all over
doing
the
it
place.
forever. I've been in LA for a long time. I started in comedy a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like I did improv and sketch and all of that, but I didn't do stand-up.
Can I tell you my hottest take on that?
Uh-huh.
My hottest take is that those of us who did improv and sketch before we did stand-up have better stage presence than those of us who did not.
Yes. However, those don't tell someone that they have great stage presence all the time.
Don't tell them
It
that?
drives me nuts when people are like, "You have such great stage presence."
Like,
I want to be like,
jokes, you.
"Yeah, that's but was it fucking funny?"
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Do you have a thing that you say to people when you don't like their stuff?
Oh, you did it. You got on stage. But I say it nicer. But that's basically it. You did it. You got on stage.
You did that thing.
Because I used to not say anything. I used to literally go, and I wouldn't say anything. And then I got told that I have to be a little bit, but I can't lie. I don't like to lie to people. I mean, I can, but I try not to.
Is it a
because
lie?
I don't want them to do it again.
Oh.
No, because I want them to grow as a comic.
Oh, I see. Do you
know what I mean? Like,
I do.
I can't tell you did something great and then you're going to do it again and you're going to bomb again. That's not nice.
I think
that's rude.
If it's a show that's not stand-up comedy,
okay,
I would often find a thing that like to divert the conversation.
So you're telling me when people say I have good stage presence, I really suck.
So, not
wait.
saying it. But no, they would be like, "What'd you think of the show?" And I'd be like, "Who did that lighting? That was insane." So, but you can't do that with stand-up. So with stand-up, if someone's like, "What did you think?" I'd be like, "The way that the energy was coming from you onto the room and back."
You are pointing.
It was. I know. I can't help it.
No, I like it.
That means you have to drink. The way the energy just went back and forth was sensational.
That's a good one.
Good energy.
That's a good one.
And then in my head, I go, I would never sit through that ever again.
Yeah.
There are comedians that I like more as people than I do as comedians.
That's every job.
In our peer
That's
group.
Any job.
Sure.
Yeah, it's everything.
I don't know. I want to. When I see you, I think you're just as funny as you are nice. But like, that's just not the same for everyone.
Correct. No, there's people who fit both categories.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of people who you like better as just a comic and you don't like them as a person, but you think they're hilarious. And the other way around. There's both.
There are. Yeah, I can name a bunch of those. And I'm going to start now. But no. No, I do think it's interesting. The other thing that drives me mad, and this is one of the things I love about you. I'm really loving the tea.
Yeah,
I'm about to compliment you, so strap in.
Paying attention.
One of the things that I don't like in other people that I like in you is that I think that some people who do comedy, that is everything. But I do think that like you bring just unique perspectives in a lot of things. Like I remember when you and I sat down, for those that are listening, because I don't think, why would I ever mention this before? You and I were down in San Diego together, what was it, like a month ago?
Yeah. It was fun at Madhouse.
But we were back there and then you were telling me about like your dance history and all this stuff. And I was just like, this is such an interesting human being. Like we weren't sitting there and you going, I'm trying to think of a different word I can say instead of the, I might say and in this joke. And I'm like,
agree.
Oh my God, punch me in the mouth.
Well, also I don't think you can be a comic if you don't have a life.
And yet so many people...
I really don't think you can be a comic if you don't like, there are definitely waves where you have to focus on just comedy.
Yeah.
And like if you're trying to tape something, like focus on that.
Yeah.
But you have to live a life. Otherwise you have nothing to talk about.
I think that's so true.
And I don't understand people who don't have a life.
No, you're one of the people who doesn't mind talking about like her relationship on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people who like, and I'm not going to name names, but I will tell you immediately after this recording is done, people who will just like pretend they're single on stage when they're not. Or
I know a lot of people who do that.
Keep that stuff secret. And I'm like, talk about your person. I know them and they're in the audience right now.
So obviously comedy ebbs and flows and like, there have been moments where I'll ask my husband, is this okay?
Oh, sure.
To say about you. You know what I mean?
I clear everything by
and
Jess.
I always have to, how do you clear it by her? I have like a way. Please don't listen to this.
No,
my husband.
I don't have a good way. What is your way? I just ask. I go, hey, I was thinking about this line. I think it would kill.
So you do it right away. I don't tell him until I've tried it in a show. And I can play him the track of them laughing. And then he'll always be like, because he's a comic in a different way. He's not stand-up comedy, but he's in comedy. So he can hear the like, oh, that's a funny bit. And that's how I do it. I wait for it to be funny and then I tell him. Because if I used to do it the other way and then he'd be like, don't do that. And I'd be like, no, there's something in there.
Yeah, I think it's good.
A lot of dudes do whatever this thing's bothering me. Yeah.
I think I've definitely done it where like something's come out of my mouth organically and then I come back and tell her about it. There was only one time where we were in very strong disagreement about whether something was funny. She said, you can do it. It's just not funny.
And did it work?
Killed. And when it killed and I got off stage and people were like coming up being like, oh, that was so great. Jess was like, I'm his girlfriend. I'm the one who said that. Like in the bit, she's the one who says the punchline.
I love it.
Yeah. She's like, I'm the one who made that. And I look at her and go, you said that wasn't funny. And she's like, well, I'm the one who said it. So I guess it is funny.
I guess that's okay.
And I'm just like, okay, we're not Jim and Jeannie gaffing, all right? Dial it back, you know?
I like that.
So you've never had something where you're like, I want to tell this joke. And he's like, no.
Not yet. No. Oh, I should pray.
Yeah.
Wait, do comics pray while they... Have you ever seen a comic hold the mic like this?
No.
No, me neither, but maybe we could.
I once did see a comic saying a prayer before getting on stage. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, but I also think that people run their set, which is their prayer too.
Oh, I don't do either of those things. I honestly play canasta on my phone before I get on stage.
I usually am playing Sudoku.
I stopped doing Sudoku. I used to do a lot of it.
I go in waves. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw someone praying and I was like, interesting. I saw someone cry.
It had to have been a dude, not a chick.
It was.
Yeah, because the girl can't with her makeup. It would never work.
Oh, I was like, how did you know?
A mascara.
Oh.
It would never work.
I also saw someone who swears by wearing eyeliner on stage, a gentleman. And here's the thing.
There's a lot of quirks.
I have no beef with that at all. I can't, like, eyeliner, I used to do musical theater and I like tried to put it on myself and I like kept like jutting my eye away. I didn't like having the pencil on my lid. I just kept like turning my head.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't. I don't know how anyone does it. Would you ever do comedy in space if someone offered you that opportunity? Zero G?
Well, have we been to space a bunch by this point?
We've been to 0G a bunch by this point. So I would say, okay, let's say like you don't have to go all the way to space. You don't have to go to like Mars, but you're like doing it like you fly in zero gravity and then you're up there. You have to train.
How many people have been there is my question. Like
how many comedians or people?
I'm not worried about comedians. I'm just worried about safety. Pure safety.
It's pretty well tested, but there's risk.
See, I feel like it just reminds me of the pandemic. I don't know if you did stand up behind the glass during the pandemic, but it's the same because I'm visualizing doing it with a thing on.
You can, I suppose.
Right? Are you visualizing it in the spaceship where people are like this? Or I was visualizing it floating
on a spaceship.
Like that with the like full spacesuit on.
Oh, yeah, I can't. I'm all face. My comedy's all face.
No, they could see you.
Okay.
You just have to do it at nighttime.
Oh.
Right? Well, I'm just going off of movies. I'm basically Sandra Bullock movieing myself right now, like thinking of her.
In that case, I'm George Clooney. I die.
Sorry.
That sucks.
It does.
Did I just spoil the movie?
No.
Okay. That's good. No, I feel like I don't know why. I just wondered that with you if you would do it in space or not. You travel.
I would do it
comedy
anywhere.
A lot, so
I would do stand up anywhere. I would do it once anywhere.
Anywhere.
For fun.
A men's bathroom at a dive bar?
100%.
No
100%.
No
as long as it was safe. As long as I know I'm not getting like kidnapped, I'm fine.
You're not safe from the smell. Have you been in a men's bathroom at a dive bar?
But do you know how fun the crowd work would be to be like, dude, you just pissed there? Like, come on.
Hey, so tell me about your dick.
It also like getting heckled by a stream, hilarious. Some guy's taking a fat dump in the middle of like I would sing a song for that. Like, there's got to be something. There's so many beautiful. That's a great thing about stand-up is it works anywhere.
I had a very weird thing happen to me in the bathroom today at the airport.
Uh-oh.
I get in the bathroom, empty, 100% empty. I, pee, go to wash my hands, and then I just hear the loudest YouTube video from the stall. I go, oh, okay.
Why do people talk? Okay. My biggest pet peeve in airport bathrooms.
Oh my God, hit me. This is specific. Go ahead.
When people talk on the phone in the bathroom. Get off your phone.
So you're telling me they're having a conversation while...
Women do it all the time. Like you could hear people taking fat dumps and they're just like, and then, I can't believe that he doesn't love me anymore. Like whatever it is, it's just like, no, mute it.
So it's not even an urgent call.
No, it's always dumb. It's always dumb.
You know what I do if I'm talking, and I only do this with Jess. I do not do this with other people. But like if I have
mute yourself at least.
If I'm peeing, I will tell her, hey, I have to pee right now. You can talk. I'm going to put myself on mute.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah. But I've done that.
Not a public stall with everybody else.
Well, I also don't think I've had that kind of intensive bathroom visit with someone on the phone. I think it would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I say I'm going to the bathroom. I'll call you back.
I would also start thinking in my head, like, do they know?
They know.
Something about me.
They know.
My voice has changed. What if it gets higher when I'm in there?
They hear everybody.
Yeah.
No.
Why are people handling business in the bathroom? We all know.
You could take a break. You know what it is? Americans work too hard. There, I said it. We don't really work too hard.
I
like they said we. Like I was involved.
Yeah, well, no, the two of us are the hardest working people in
so much. We're on a
Los
couch
Angeles.
right now.
I know.
Yeah.
We're drinking tea on a couch.
Come on.
I was on a murder trial. It was earlier this year. Yeah, that's true.
That's cool.
First degree murder. Yeah.
Did you say go for it or not?
Like, did I tell him to go for it and kill again?
No.
Go for it, buddy.
What was your were you like, they did it?
He was found guilty of second degree murder, not first.
I feel like I would want you on my trial if I was up for murder.
Yeah, I mean,
because you would be very logical about it.
Oh, I absolutely was. And the frustrating thing is not every juror is. And so even though I refuse to be the foreman on principle, because I don't want the guy looking at me, I had to rein everybody in.
I believe it.
Like someone was like, but what if it were first? And I was like, so just to be clear, I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. If you can, respectfully, if you can walk us through where the evidence specifically, without doubt, shows us that he intended to kill this person,
yeah,
then we're great. But the greater point was, I go to the bathroom during one of the breaks, and the fucking defense lawyer is at the urinal taking a call, negotiating a price.
Of course.
He goes, I mean, initial consult, I can't go below 700. So if you want to have an initial consult, we could talk about whether or not I'm going to carry forward as your lawyer. But that's going to be...
He does it for a flex.
And I was just like...
To be like, I got paid $300 while I was pissing today. Like, that's it. He just wants to feel important.
Yeah, I got money with my dick in my hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Who doesn't want to feel important?
I have never felt that way. I don't know what it is to feel important. I do try and
Your
regularly...
wedding's coming up. You'll feel important then? No, you won't. It's about her.
Definitely won't be about me.
Yeah, sorry.
I was literally...
I don't know. It depends. You might cry.
I cry all the time.
Okay, so you'll cry.
I could cry in this discussion.
Can't wait.
Honestly, if you say something that makes me emotional.
I won't. It'll be fun.
Oh, you will?
No, I mean, I won't cry.
Who's the crier in your relationship?
Neither of us. We push it down until our knees hurt.
Oh, wow. So really Irish.
100%.
I sometimes wonder where, like, there are those groups of people that, like, stereotypically are not emotional. I'm like, where are you all hiding it?
We're all hiding it in our kneecaps.
Oh, is that an Irish thing?
I don't know. I just, whenever, like, my knees, I bursted my patella or patella. I don't know which one it is.
I'm sorry. You burst it?
Yeah. I don't know how. I was walking. It was very upsetting.
What
on
are we,
concrete,
100?
though. That's what I was wondering.
Okay.
But basically wear and tear. And it was like all this goo above my knee.
Goo?
Like, it's not oozing out, but that's what it, like, you could feel it. It was liquid. And it was
Holy
so
shit.
swollen. So, like, the size of a basketball. And I was just like, it really sucked because it was terrible. Because you can't move your leg. Like, it's like being like 600 pounds, but only in one part of your body, which is very weird. But I was basically saying, oh, that's where all my tears went. It's like they finally found a way to find something, and that's where they went.
Jesus.
It happens.
This is the biggest pivot of all time, but I have to tell you that you've caused such a substantial debate in my household.
Uh-oh.
It's about Tootsie Rolls and bunny rabbits. Do you now know where I'm going with this?
Probably.
Yeah.
The Easter bunny.
Yeah.
And putting them up buttholes. Okay, so long story short, those of you who don't know,
I guess this is really apropos.
And I have a story where I talk about finding out. I guess it's not about finding out the Easter bunny. Basically, my mom gave me an Easter bunny for Easter, and I was like, oh, they left their kid. Surprise. That's how I look at everything. I just like to see what dads look like. Okay. Anyways, I didn't get to, but the Easter bunny, the little one, was there, and I thought I had to make him the Easter bunny, and I didn't know how because I was 8. So I put Tootsie Pops up his butthole.
Did you?
This is what happens when you have a single parent and no one is watching.
I was going to say, did that rabbit must have been rehomed in about 15 minutes?
No, it didn't even die from that.
From the Tootsie Rolls?
No, it died from like bugs eating it outside. Yeah, that's the truth of how it died.
That is the saddest.
It is sad.
What? How long did you tell me you had it for a while?
I don't remember. I want to say
At
whole
8?
season, at least a summer.
People tell me that rabbits come in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And apparently it was just a season for you.
Yeah. I'm also not great. I love pets.
Yeah.
But I am
You have
like,
2 cats.
Yeah, I do. But okay, so Ginger. Ginger's one of my cats.
Okay, that was very good information. When you just said, okay,
Fair.
Ginger, I'm like, the food or people
No,
with
very
red
fair,
hair?
very fair. So Ginger is my cat.
Yeah.
And one of my first cats when I was little, when I was like born, I was born into cats in the house. Like my mom had a cat and his name was Ginger.
Okay.
Then that cat eventually died. And then I got another cat that looked like that cat and named it Ginger. And so now I'm on Ginger. I think it's the second, but everyone's telling me it's the third. And so this is where I get in trouble because so you're asking me how long one of my pets have lived for. It's because I am the type of person that if my pet dies, I have a new one tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. With the same exact name.
And the same breed. Just so I don't feel lost, so I don't cry. No, I don't know why I do it. It's not the next day, but it is relatively fast.
But you travel all the time. Are you not? What do you do?
I know. So this is where I realize that I have to be a little bit better. Well, that's why I have cats too. It's because they can kind of like hang out with each other and hang out. Like that's why I always have two.
Okay.
But my husband's always home.
But you're on the road constantly. How many, like percentage wise, how much of the year are you out?
Well, I don't know, more than half.
More
if we're
than
just
half?
talking weekends, more than half. Way more than half. A lot. I'd have to look at my phone, but it's a lot.
I mean, I assume it's predominantly comedy. I know you have a day job that you travel, but like day job and comedy combined more than half. That's
on weekends,
brutal.
Yeah.
That's intense.
That's why I got so much status on American Airlines.
I would take the status. I would take that. It sounds amazing. I would take the travel.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But I also like it. I don't know what I lose my mind when I'm home for 2 weeks in a row. Like, I'm like, what? 2 weeks? What am I going to do?
On the road, I get bored.
No.
Oh my God, I get so bored during the day. There's nothing to do.
Oh, there's hotel TV.
Okay, so you just sit and watch TV.
And then I work on jokes, and then I walk around,
Do you
and then I drink, and then I repeat.
I DoorDash.
I've never DoorDashed in my life.
What?
I don't know how. I know how. Like, I get the concept of it.
Okay. And nothing else we're going to talk about matters other than this. You've never ordered
No, I just go get it myself.
Sure. So just because I want to make sure, because this is really, this is unbelievable to me. So assuming we're using DoorDash as a verb to represent all of the delivery apps, right?
Okay, I've had pizza delivered.
Sure, that's a separate one. But like you've never done like Uber Eats, Postmates, no. Grubhub, nothing.
No.
Seamless, no. Okay.
I've done some of the apps and been like, I'll pick it up myself. And then
but you won't get it delivered.
Why would I?
You don't want people to know where your hotel is?
No, I can get it.
But what if you don't have a car in the town you're in?
Walk.
What if it's far away?
It's not. Go get it yourself. It's so lazy not to get it yourself. And it's like a $6 charge. So I get hung up on specific finances. And
what are you, Jewish?
No. I don't know. I don't know. I never met my dad. There's a chance.
Listen.
You know what I mean? I used to work across from a synagogue where they'd have me turn on the lights on Saturday.
Where?
Isn't that?
Your life is
I loved it.
So wacky.
I loved it.
You liked it. Did they pay you?
No. I just lived across the street. Took 2 seconds. Again, just walk over, turn on a switch, and leave.
Were you just like, would they just be like, yo, Kim?
No, I mean, I knew what time. So eventually I figured it out. Like in the beginning, it was like when I would walk to get a coffee or something. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll turn it on. And then it became like a pattern. I was like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I got to go outside and turn on the light.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
This is insane. So you don't live there anymore?
No, that was in like Westchester, New York. Why are your ears dropping? There's so much to talk about.
Westchester, New York?
Yeah, isn't that New York? Westchester? Yeah, it is.
Where?
Isn't Westchester a place?
Yes, that's where I'm from.
Oh, are you wondering if it was your synagogue?
No, I didn't really.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine it was.
Near the mall.
The Westchester?
The Westchester Mall. There was like Old Mamaroneck Road or something like that.
There's so we're talking about White Plains right now.
Is that why? I got to look it up on a map.
What?
Yeah. I moved a lot. So it's the moving is like cats where I don't remember.
Why were you moving all the time?
Oh.
Okay.
I don't like staying still. My mom moved a lot.
Okay.
When we were kids.
Okay.
For her job.
What was she doing?
She was like an IBMer.
IBMer. Better than IBSer.
She was an IBMer. No IBS is here.
Did she want you to follow in her footsteps? Work at the big company?
No. She used to so I used to dance a lot.
Oh, and trust me, we're saving the whole second half of this podcast to talk about your dancing.
I'm so sorry. So I would one day, I don't remember, I got out of school, something happened and I was just like, I was very dumb. I am dumb. I'm smart in certain ways, but I'm very dumb in certain ways.
I think we all are like that, no?
I guess, but like school-wise, I was dumb.
Sure.
And then the teachers, I would be frustrated and I'd be like, well, what if I do want to be an employee? My mom would be like, no. you're just going to be a dancer. Like
Oh,
she used to
no.
say that all the time. Like, and then later in life, I asked her like why I never got like when I did get in trouble for something, she never took away dance from me. Like it was never like, you can't go to dance class, which I feel like most parents would take away the thing the kid does the most.
I would imagine, yeah.
And she said it was the only thing that you were really confident in. So I didn't want to hurt your confidence.
Mom.
Right?
Oh,
Are you going to cry?
A little.
I could do it.
I could.
I could do
I'm
it.
thinking about it.
She's the best.
Now, the rumor has it, based on some research that was done on
you. No. What does a good Google search do?
A good Google search revealed that I don't know if officially English was your second language, but that there was an ESL class that was in the mix.
I was in ESL.
Why?
Because I'm dumb.
No.
That's legit why.
English is your first, unless it's not.
No, English is my only language.
Okay. I was going to say, do you speak Irish? I don't know.
No. This was in Canada, not even in America. In Canada, I got put in ESL. So
Okay.
we were doing whatever not state, but like whatever the standardized test was in Canada at the time.
Sure.
And I didn't know the difference between a vowel and a consonant or something. And I cried. And then I got like super high on math, but super dumb in reading. So like there was this whole long thing. So then I got put in like special ed is what they called it. Just really mean.
I don't love the name.
No.
I would say like enhanced learning.
No, we called it special ed. There was like 6 of us in there. I was the only chick. It's probably why I became a stand-up. Because it's like
gave you a lot of fodder.
I gave you a big defense mechanism.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
That we all have it.
And I cheated really hard.
In
like
which?
to be just dumb enough to stay in ESL. I would go into school, me and this guy named Ryan, shout out Ryan. I think our school started at 9, which is pretty late for school.
I was going to say very late, yeah.
But we would go in at like 8 and we would sneak into this is 5th grade. I remember the teacher's classroom. We would sneak upstairs into her classroom because she would write on the chalkboard the night before all the work that you had accomplished for the day. And so we would go in and start the work ahead of time so that when class started, we could jerk off and not do any work. Which is like, it's like counterproductive. It's like kids who like half clean their room to look like they clean their room. You know what I mean?
Sort of, but it also it reminds me. Do you know if I said the phrase Mavis Beacon teaches typing, would you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, it was these typing CDs that.
Oh, like, the JJJJKK.
I guess it was just like taught you how to type.
Uh-huh.
And I remember my parents, especially my mother, was like dead set where she's like, "You need to do this," and I was like, "I'm not gonna." And then my mom was like, "Well, you don't get to go hang out with your friends until you do it." So me thinking I was skirting the system like an idiot was like, "Oh yeah." And I went and did them all in a day. And I was like, in your face.
Yeah, same thing.
And my mom was like, good.
Yeah.
You did them. And I was like, haha, but I didn't do it the way you thought I was. And she's like, no, you did it.
Yeah,
I
went like, into school early like a geek.
Yeah, to go complete the work.
Well, it also took me longer to get it done.
Sure.
So it gave me it was like the slow learner thing of like, okay, now I have time to comprehend it. So when she teaches it, I'll be like, that's what that means. You know what I mean? Like that.
You could be like, it's funny. As I was doing that this morning at 6 a.m., I was thinking exactly what you just said.
Yeah. I also never went to school on a Wednesday. I got in trouble for that. In high school.
You would
never went to school on a Wednesday.
What was it about?
Personal reasons. Just took it off. But I never went on a Wednesday and I got in trouble my senior year when they figured it out. And they were like, you're not going to graduate if you. And I was like, well, way to tell me now.
Yeah, you're like, I've missed every Wednesday for 3 years.
And then they said, as long as you come on Wednesdays. I said, okay.
I mean, obviously, you had to probably tell your squash league or whatever you were doing on Wednesdays, hey, team, I can't make it anymore.
No, I was doing my homework at home. It was like, I wasn't a bad kid. I just was a dumb kid who needed a minute. So, and my mom was always cool with it. So like, I went to a private Catholic school when I moved to America.
Yeah.
And then that school, I legit told the Monsignor, I said, God took Sunday, I took Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
He said, why? I got away with it.
That is unbelievable.
I needed a day off. I was working then too, though, as a dancer. Like I had a job. So it was like I needed a day to catch up.
Okay. I have so many questions about the dancing, and I also have questions about religion, and I'm going to hold those so we can get to our first segment.
Let's do it.
Are you ready for the Newly Friend game?
Yeah.
So this first segment, it's called the Newly Friend game. It's like the Newlywed game, but we're friends. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to write down your answer. I'm going to write down what I think your answer is. And then we're going to flip our boards to see if we got it right. And then we will do the same or similar question for me.
Can I draw it? If I can't spell it.
If you would like.
I mean, usually when I play these games, I have my phone to my side and I cheat.
You can take your phone.
No. I'm going to give you my honest stupidity so the world knows.
You are an amazing dancer. And my question for you, because I know you're not dancing anymore, I want you to imagine for a moment that you and I, okay, are each bringing a young child to a dance battle. Okay. You have been tasked with blowing me out of the water. This is a competition.
Not you, my kids versus your kid.
Versus my kid.
Okay.
What is the song that you are choreographing a dance to? Don't say it out loud. Write it down. What is the song you're going to have this kid? Let's say they're both girls and they're like 6. Okay. What is the song that you're going to use to choreograph for your kid? 1, 2, 3, flip. You said a mix of pop songs
that a kid would like something in your face.
A kid would like something in your face?
So I would pick not a song that I like, but something a 6-year-old would feel like. Fuck you, I got you. Because I want the kid to beat your kid.
Okay.
So it would be about that kid being like, so it'd be like Taylor Swift or like whatever they're
Taylor Swift.
Depending on the kid. It would really depend on the kid, like what the kid likes. What made the kid feel like. Because you want them to shine. So it has to be their flex, not your flex. Why did you pick somebody who is so controversial with children?
I just thought that I was limiting it to songs that are famous enough that you'd know them.
Fair.
And then I also chose a song that I feel like a kid could really like eat up that song.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, they could.
You know what I mean? Like that's a hard song to do.
What song would your kid do?
Well,
let's get to the next question.
So you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to change my question a little bit. So a lot of people don't know this, and I haven't brought this up yet, and we're going to talk about it afterward. But you have done backup dancing for some rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So my question for you, and this is for me, you have to think about what I'm going to write down. If I could backup dance for any rapper now at my age, who am I backup dancing for?
I'm going with my first thought.
1, 2, 3, flip. You said Lizzo and Taylor Swift. I said Meg Thee Stallion and Ludacris.
I want Lizzo though. I want you to dance for Lizzo.
I would love to dance for Lizzo. I think that Meg Thee Stallion could use a guy like me in the background. Do you know the song Body by Meg Thee Stallion?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think I could just get down. If someone would really just teach me how to twerk. I don't know how to twerk.
Oh, I could do that. Somebody taught me once, and I remember laughing the whole time.
Yeah,
it's about loosening your booty.
Loosening your booty?
Yeah.
I feel like that would have a different effect than me dancing.
Well, then that's a hard thing.
You can put your board down, by the way. That's the whole game.
I don't get to ask you. Okay.
But
I wanted you to dance for Lizzo because...
Can I tell you, I've introduced Lizzo before.
Okay.
Yeah, she was doing a big concert, and I emceed it. So
I've loved her since before she was famous as an artist, like her songs because they're funny.
When she was a flautist.
When she used to do like, where the hell my phone? That song is so funny.
I don't know if I know that song.
Oh, that's like my favorite song of hers. She's like, how am I supposed to get home? It's a whole song about a drunk girl losing her phone. And then by the end,
I would love it.
It's like, ooh, someone's like, you're holding it. And she's like, oh, like the whole song is, it's so funny to me.
Intentionally comedic?
I think she used to do what I always thought were comedic songs. So I enjoyed her then before she blew up. But the real reason that I think you should dance for her, and this is not nice, but it's truthful, her dancers aren't the strongest dancers. So I was trying to find an artist that you could actually dance for without any training. Sorry.
It's okay. I took a hip hop dance class once.
Okay, yeah, you could dance for Lizzo.
And I'll tell you what happened. I went. I don't know if because you were like really good at a young age, so maybe you weren't doing a lot of these. But I went to take a hip hop dance class with a friend of mine when I lived in Minneapolis, and we showed up. It was hip hop dance level 1. I can't stress enough. There was not a level -1. It was hip hop level 1. We show up, and the woman in front goes, all right, y'all excited? And I was like, yeah, like this is gonna be great, you know? And she goes, okay, so the first move we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step, do this and that. Turn, spin, touch that dick, and bam.
She said, touch that dick?
Yeah, whatever it was. She was like, so that's gonna be the first section. Did everyone get that?
No.
And I was like, what? Who? And me and my friend were so fucking lost. Everyone else got it.
I used to teach beginner hip hop, and I loved teaching beginners because my whole rule was always meet me on the 8. Here's where 8 is. Just find that spot and you'll catch up.
I never found her
Also,
anywhere.
I think if you're teaching beginners, you need to go to the lyrics, not to counts.
I was fine with counts. I'm a musician. I was fine with the counts, but I don't know the moves. When she's like, like twist, bop it, move it. I'm like, I was like, I don't know.
That's fair. Dance Dance Revolution has told me I'm a bad dancer, and I get very mad.
I'm sorry. You who are
the no,
I know what it is, but you're a trained dancer.
When I was performing when I was a professional dancer, I would play that game, and I would get so pissed. You don't know a fucking dancer if you
I am a dancer.
Yeah. This isn't dance. This is bullshit.
How the hell did you start dancing with rappers? That seems insane to me.
I think this is what happened. So I got drugs. No,
I love that. I think so. I was roofied. I think that would have only been if you were with like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, or P. Diddy.
All of them. I dance for all of them.
Dance for all.
Cosby with Bill
dancers.
Cosby.
Cosby with dancers, I would die.
Okay, the first dance tour I did, I was 10. And then there was a guy on the tour named Barry Youngblood. Barry Youngblood was...
Please tell me that was his legal name.
I think so. He's still that to me. That's what I've always called him. He's a choreographer. He's choreographed for a lot of people.
Okay.
So
you're 10 years old at this point.
10 or 11.
And you're on tour already?
Yeah, I'm like his assistant, taking classes, showing other kids how to dance and doing that kind of stuff.
Okay, lovely.
So he did hip hop and I thought I like understood it. Whatever. I probably didn't, but
probably in your blood. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how in my young blood, I was so good. I was right there.
Okay, I mean, why didn't I get that?
Why is this not the first? That's the first time I've ever said that.
Yeah, I love it.
So then, 8th grade, I auditioned for the Toronto Raptors little dance team. I'd already been on Culture Shock by then. No, Culture Shock was after. So Culture Shock is one of the biggest underground hip hop things back in the day, and I was on the Canadian team. But that was around.
Culture
I'm trying
Shock
to remember it all.
This is like a television show.
No, Culture Shock. Their mission statement was, "We are a troop of individuals who, through the power of music and dance, cultivate self-worth, dignity, and respect for all people." I can't believe I remembered that.
So you were a dance nerd. Somehow you made dancing nerd.
No, it was on a T-shirt. If it's on a T-shirt, I'll remember it.
Okay.
We also had to say it a lot.
Maybe I should put all these comedians' names I brought up on a T-shirt.
Please.
Yeah.
I just need T-shirts with
I
names.
feel like you're going to be like, someone's going to be like, yeah, you did a podcast. Whose was it? And you'd be like, James?
Hey, if I get the J right, that's pretty good.
True. Okay, so you're on Culture Shock.
Yeah,
okay.
And I was dancing for the Toronto Raptors.
Was that not the craziest thing? You're dancing. That's a lot of people. That's like, I'm not good at this.
So I have no problem with a lot of people watching me dance. That doesn't bother me. 2 people, I'm out.
Really?
An intimate setting, I can't stand it. It was just auditioning. I don't even think I had an agent. I don't think I did. My mom was really good about like
your way onto the Raptors dance team.
There was like an open call, and I just auditioned, and then
they were like, "Who's that girl? She's kind of Irish with some hip hop."
Well, that audition. I remember my mom was dropping off my sister too, and she was auditioning for like a different part of it because she's older and taller, so like different. We weren't against each other in any way, shape, or form.
Okay,
but I was underage. And then I was like, "Mom, you go. I got this." And then it was like, "No, we need your legal guardian." I was like, "Mom, come back."
Yeah,
like,
I don't have it.
Yeah. I'm not old enough yet. So anyways, I got on the Toronto Raptors. I just remember waiting for the phone call because it was before cell phones. So like I had to wait by the phone for the either callback or that you made it.
Sure.
And I was kind of dating this guy named Dusty at the time.
I was never crazy about Dusty.
I was never crazy about him. But I just remember this girl named Zoe calling me to tell me that Dusty was breaking up with me. And I was like, I can't be on the phone right now. I'm waiting for the Raptors.
Listen,
and
Zoe.
And I hung up. And I was like,
Vince Carter's calling me.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, exactly.
Did he?
He was very nice.
You met Vince?
Yeah, he was on the team back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah. He was also young. So him and I had these moments of being too young.
I cannot believe that. Toronto Raptors. Crazy. You should have, listen, I'm a Knicks fan. Should have gone with the Knicks dancers.
I should have.
Listen, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
You were living in White Plains. Could have gone over there.
I should have done it.
I
didn't want to be that kind of dancer. I never wanted to be a dancer.
Yeah, I'm so lost.
Is that like a terrible thing? Like that was just something that I did.
But you were so good.
But it was just something that my whole family did. Like my cousins are all, everyone's a professional dancer in my family.
Really?
In some way, shape, or form.
Except your mom, who's an IBMer.
Yeah, but she always wanted to be a dancer. And that's how we all got into dance.
I mean, I heard she's the one who programmed Dance.
My mom still dances now. She competes as a dancer now at 74.
In what kind of dance?
Old lady tap. It's my favorite.
Can I tell you this?
There's definitely photos on my Instagram of her doing it because I live for it.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to go look at that. I cannot believe that. Your whole family dancing. Mom's still dancing, 74.
My sister still dances.
Hopefully not also 74, but maybe.
No, she's great.
Is she like professional?
Yeah, she runs a dance studio now.
Well, how the hell did you hard pivot out of dancing to be like, I am going to choose something. I would rather just squat. And so I'm going to be a stand-up comic.
I think genuinely the only reason I ever booked a dance job was because I was funny. Like legit, any job I ever booked that was like a big deal, it was because I forgot the routine at some point and I humped the floor. 90% of the time, that was my go-to move.
Wait, who was it? You told me that story where you were like, you couldn't remember what you were just supposed to do or something. And then like you humped a leg or did something, and,
Yeah.
and then he stopped it and goes like, "More of this."
That was Diddy.
Oh, it was Diddy. Okay, well, whoops.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
I mean, you didn't know.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's just how I got jobs. Because they're trapped with you, right? Who do you want to be trapped with? Someone who's fun.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's why
I
I
don't
brought
think
you on
I
the
was that
pod.
great. I really don't.
I trapped you here for,
You
for
got
this
it.
podcast.
Yeah.
You don't think you were that great?
I don't think it was terrible, but I think it was like whatever the right size. A lot of it's height and crap. Not so much anymore, but back then it was.
Is anyone looking for a 5'10" injured Jew? I'm ready.
Probably.
Sign me up.
Someone is.
I wish there were an intersection. It's funny. So I did music before I did comedy.
Mhm.
And technically there is an intersection of music and comedy. I don't like that intersection and will
You
not
wouldn't
live
do
in
it?
it. But I would not do it.
Okay.
I will say this, and some people do
Would
well.
you do it in space?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's
Yes,
okay.
I think I would.
Then you go.
That's the big difference between us. I don't think I would have even questioned the space thing. I think I would have just been like, yes.
Great.
And then I saw the movie Passengers, and I was like, maybe not.
Dangerous.
Did you see it?
Yeah. No.
Ooh. Oh,
I don't think so.
not a big movie person?
No, I love movies, but I always say no. I probably did see it.
You say no to the question of have you seen it, or you say no to the movie itself?
I say no to the question, have you seen a movie, almost all the time. Even if I have. Because I don't remember the titles of movies. So I don't know if I've seen it. So I don't want to.
I had a conversation with a friend 2 days ago. This is no exaggeration. And I was telling him that I had just finished watching a show called Presumed Innocent on Apple TV. And he goes, "What's it about?" And I go, "It stars Jake Gyllenhaal. It's about a guy who's like a DA."
I've watched this. Okay.
And my friend goes, "Oh, that sounds good." And I said, "Yeah." And then I'm like describing a scene, a random scene from the show. And he goes, "That scene takes place in a bedroom, right?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He like grabs her arm. I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I've seen it." I said, "I'm sorry. I gave you an in-depth description of the show. I said Jake Gyllenhaal. I told you where it streams. None of that worked for you. I told you a random scene in a random episode, and now you're sure you've seen it." He goes, "I don't do names or faces."
Well, because you're not paying attention when it's streaming in the background.
I don't stream it in the background. I stream it in the foreground.
No, that's the problem.
What are you doing?
Working.
Yeah.
I'm writing JKs, okay?
I'm reading jokes.
I'm stretching and writing jokes.
Do you stretch still?
A little bit.
Really? Should I be doing that? I think I should.
I think the older I get, the more I want to do it.
Oh, stretch?
Yeah.
Oh.
I took a long time off, but.
The less I want to do things when I'm older.
No, because it's better. You live forever. Do you want to live forever?
Ever? No.
How long do you want to live until?
I think I could tap at a hundy.
I want to live forever.
Do you really?
I want to learn how to fly. Hi. But I do want to live forever.
How did I walk right into
No,
it?
I can't help it.
I can't. I walked into it. Here's the thing. If you watch any of those movies where people live forever, like Age of Adeline or any of those other things, which I haven't seen, but I hear it's good. I've seen Curious Case of Benjamin Button, though. When you live forever, the challenge with that is the people around you don't live forever. So you better start making new friends every
Sounds
season.
Like a dream.
Is it?
Yeah.
But then imagine.
I have a genuine fear that once people really get to know me, they won't like me anymore.
But I feel like I'm getting to know you. I still like you.
Right. But constantly making new friends is great.
But here's the question. Let's say you live to 100 and I'm not around anymore. And someone's like, "Yeah, where's Josh?" You're not going to be like, "That's so sad." Like my friend Josh.
I would be sad. But just like my cats, I would find a new Josh. I would name him Josh. And he'd be like, "My name is Kevin." I'd be like, "No, it's Josh."
Yeah, there you go. You were Josh now. The big challenge of being a Josh on the LA comedy scene is I think I'm always competing with 2 other Joshes at all times.
Maybe.
And it just drives me. Anytime we're like at a mic or something and they say like at the improv mic and they're like Josh.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of Kims.
There's
a few Kims. There's other Kims.
I don't know another Kim, but I know 2 other Joshes, and those 2 schmucks get called before me every time. And I'm just like, my God.
I do want to get old. Like forever.
Hold on. So you want to live forever, but you want to be old. So you don't want to be like this age right now for the rest of your life.
No, I want to get old. I want to get so old that people are like, she's set in her ways.
Well, I'm setting my ways now.
So am I, but I want it to be excused.
Oh, I see.
You know, where they're just like, "Oh, you can't change that. She's 80. That's what I want so bad. I'd like to stay 80, maybe 70.
Okay. 70, I don't think it's that old anymore.
No, because you can do a lot of stuff, right? Yeah. But I want to stay that for a long time.
I want to be old enough that when I go into a diner and I go, "Can I have some waffles?" And they go, "I'm sorry, we stopped serving waffles at 11. I go, "But I want waffles." And eventually they just give in. They go, "I don't. He's an old man. He wants waffles. What are we going to do? Just give the guy a waffle." I think that's the beautiful thing about being old to me.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You kind of can just do that.
Yeah, 100%. And you can do it to anyone, not just your family, anyone, anywhere.
Yeah,
that's
wanted
the
to
dream.
Go see this.
It's like being famous. It's what I imagine being famous. Everyone gets to feel fame when they're 80.
You know, that should be like the slogan of a thing. I don't know what it is. Like
take your vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to feel like a celebrity when they're 80. And then under it just says culture shock. It's on a t-shirt
Bring
now.
it back.
Speaking of which, are you ready for the final segment?
Okay, yeah.
You seem so nervous.
I am.
Why?
Because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Listen, you're going to, and that's why we have an editor.
Great.
This is called the lightning round. It's 5 fast questions.
Okay.
But it does not at all have to be fast answers.
Okay.
It's very slow.
Oh, okay.
Use just the last 5 questions we end every episode with. And I keep it on an index card because I will never be a late night talk show host, but this is as close as I'm going to be.
You look great.
Thank you. I feel good.
Okay, good.
Question 1. What is a favorite ritual of yours? So, for example, I like brewing tea.
Okay. A ritual. Oh, every morning I wake up and I walk to Starbucks.
How long is the walk?
Not that long, but I have to do the walk. Like, well, maybe it's a couple of blocks.
Okay.
But every morning I have to wake up and walk before I do anything.
So you're like taking the sunlight in, really getting the vibes. Okay.
Before anything.
Same.
Anywhere, even on vacation, it doesn't matter. The first thing I'm doing is I'm getting up and I'm walking.
Interesting. Same coffee every time?
Usually, yeah.
What is it?
It right now it's a venti iced coffee, but I'm working on changing it all. But it's every time I try to change it, it's not the coffee, it's the walk. So it's just something to get to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. We are coming upon the season in about a month, I believe. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. But when we hit August or September, the Apple Crisp is back at Starbucks.
Okay.
And I got to tell you something. If you told me Apple Crisp and coffee is a good combo, I would say go fly a kite. However, it is the most delicious drink that Starbucks ever serves.
Usually just do a regular coffee.
Get a little Apple Crisp in there.
I should, but it's the whole sugar, like not trying to be like I'm not trying to start my day like, let's go. Even though I am by just having a venti coffee.
Yeah, I think you are.
Let's go.
Yeah. You're like, and then I take some cold brew to the vein and I'm great.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 2. What is a running bit you have with a friend or a partner that makes you laugh?
Oh, do I have a running bit with people?
You definitely do.
I probably do. I don't think I have one.
You would be the first guest in almost 100 episodes.
I just don't. You know what it is? I don't pay attention to my actions. I really don't. I don't pay attention to a lot of things. I'm very in the moment.
Okay.
And then I forget the moment. Like if I was really pissed off at you right now, I would not be in 5 minutes because I'm very Dory-like in that.
No other running bits? You're good?
I don't think I have one.
That's okay.
Write in if I do.
Write in.
Yeah.
Okay, so tweet.
Tweet.
Tweet or text. Question 3. What is a very controversial opinion that you have?
I don't know if this counts, but I typically don't like, actually it's changing now because there's 2 people that have swayed me. But until recently, I don't like dog people. So I used to say I didn't like dogs.
Okay.
That's very controversial. But it's not that I don't like dogs. It's that I don't like the way people train their dogs.
Oh,
because I don't, you know what I mean?
Reasonable.
Like I don't like when they jump on me. I don't like dogs that have like, when people are like, oh, that's just my dog. I don't like that. But I also don't like when people parent that way either, I guess.
Like
that's
if
just
like
my
the kid
like,
misbehaves, like, oh, that's just my kid.
Yeah.
I was on an international trip. I swear to God, this is true. This happened last month. And there was a baby right in the row ahead of us that was, crying is not what it was doing. It was yell crying. It was crying. Now, here's the thing. I don't fault a kid for doing that, nor do I fault the parents for doing that. But I will tell you what I did fault. Neither of the parents picked that kid up.
Did anything.
No.
Yeah, you got to soothe it or do something.
The parents just let it do its thing. And I was like, do not Ferberize this kid one row in front of me. You pick this kid up and you soothe it. The kid right now, I'm not its parent, but I guarantee there's a bigger chance it doesn't cry if you just pick it up.
Yeah. Or put a soother in its mouth, like do something.
Yeah, no pacifier, no
Dang.
nothing. No binky, whatever they call that, nothing.
That's
infuriating. Okay, wait. So you just don't like how people train their dogs. But if someone said, okay, do you mind when
like my next door neighbors have a dog and I like them and I like their dog. Okay. So that's what's changing me. But before that, I would have been like people like, she's not a dog person. She's not a dog person.
How do you feel when people like baby talk their dogs?
It's just that I think people take their dogs. Now, I love my cats. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But it's the public display of dogs. There's just so much everywhere.
I think we've overcorrected.
And it's too, and I don't like when they're in restaurants.
Neither do I.
And I don't mean it in like I think you should love your dog and I think you should spend time with your dog. But I don't want to think about your dog's butt. I honestly always think about dogs' buttholes too much is what it is.
Sure.
Because they can't wipe them, right? So like they can't wipe their own butt.
No, they can't. I'm just interested. Go on.
So then their butt is dirty. And then their butt is sitting on anything because we let dogs sit everywhere. And then now I'm sitting in your dog's butt.
I was at a coffee shop and a dog pissed on the floor. And I was just like, guys, I understand. It's nice that there are some places where people can bring their dogs.
Mhm.
Can we maybe dial it back a little?
It's fine if it's like a doggy restaurant. Like if it's meant for dogs. Like if it's like
Yeah,
called
where
like
the
the
dogs
dog
order from a
cafe
dog
or
at the
something like that.
front.
Or like if I go to the cat, there's cat cafes
I love
too.
cat cafes.
Like
yeah.
you expect the cats to have accidents and whatnot. That's
Yeah.
what you're walking into. But when they just are everywhere now. And they're not all service animals, right? Like if it's a real service animal, that's okay.
No
But
way.
they can't, like everyone can't need one, right?
No. At this point, I'm like, I don't trust anyone. Even if you're blind with a dog, I go, I don't believe you.
And I love my pet. Don't get me wrong. Like it's
Yeah.
not, I do understand the affection of like, it really does change your emotion and makes you better. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
Gets
that.
me.
It's a good opinion.
Thanks.
Question 4.
Dun, dun.
Yeah. You seem nervous about every one of these questions.
I always am.
They're easy. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, is there one moment that sticks
all
with
the
you?
time. I'm doing it right now.
In this very moment.
That's the syndrome where you're like, I shouldn't be here, right?
Yeah, like, well, I don't deserve this. Like,
Yeah,
I
all
I
the
doubt
time.
my abilities. I feel like a fraud.
Yeah, that's my entire dance career.
That is crazy to me. You were so good.
You don't know that?
I've talked to but I didn't want to tell you before this podcast. We interviewed your mom. And,
my mom
and the
would say that I
Raptors.
was not as good as you. No, my mom would say I was great. Yeah,
All right. That's interesting.
dance.
I would think that was the one thing you were super duper confident in.
I'm confident. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm the best at it.
It's weird. I think
And
I'm the
people
best
will
at
say that
everything.
you're the best, and I'll be like, I'm not.
Oh, I always agree with people when they say that to me.
It is my favorite. So I take this Pilates class that I love,
Sure.
and it's taught by a lot of dancers or past dancers.
Oh,
And I really like it. It's on a reformer. It's really hard to do.
very hard to do reform.
And there's one teacher that I like the most, and she's still like a dancer. She does like burlesque dancing.
Huh.
And I like her the most because she always comes around and is like, Kim, perfect. And I just love that word. That's my favorite word. Perfect, isn't it? Like, it's like, oh, I needed that so much.
I've
right now.
never heard it, but I hear that it's got to be nice
It's
to hear.
the best.
I've heard that.
I'll tell your wife to say it on your wedding night.
That would be lovely. That'd be
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
I don't think she will.
Okay.
But I appreciate you
We
asking.
can ask. We can ask.
Question 5. What is your favorite tea? And if you don't have a favorite tea, what is your favorite comfort?
This is my favorite tea.
Oh, is it?
It really is.
Bird and Blend's Whisktea is your favorite tea.
Yeah. And
Good.
what is my favorite comfort?
Yeah.
Mm,
It could be either or. So it's your favorite tea or your favorite comfort or both.
Oh, my favorite comfort is when my mom makes me dinner, like my old childhood dinners, goulash specifically.
Goulash.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a moron, but like, is that like a stew?
No, you're not a moron. Because I don't even think we do goulash the way everyone else does it.
Well, how do you do
goulash is supposed to be like leftovers, and then you like add pasta and sauce. But my mom's goulash is pasta,
Yes.
um,
So far, I'm in.
tomato soup, not
Non-tomato sauce.
mhm,
Okay. I'm still good with it.
ground beef.
I don't eat meat, but I
But
like
you would
it.
cook it all separately,
Yep.
and then she puts some cheese on it. I don't really like too much other things. Some people put like onions and all that. I like it kind of plain.
Okay.
And then you cook it in the oven, and that's it. It's really boring. It's just my favorite.
Y-
It's more about the nostalgia of getting it from a childhood than anything else.
Yeah, I have a theory based in conversations I've had with Jess and a couple of other people where like some of our favorite meals when we're growing up are the meals that our parents made when like they either didn't have time or didn't have money.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the meals I used to love was when we would have spaghetti with clam sauce. And I would be like, this is so good. I love this. It was my favorite meal as a kid. And my mom was like, yeah, I would just like buy the can of clam
Mhm.
sauce and just boil some pasta when we didn't have time to make anything else.
Yeah.
And I was like, I loved it.
Yeah, because it was them taking a minute for you.
Yeah, but you know what it was? It's because we had it often enough that to me it reminds me of the better parts of my childhood.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's the pod. How do you feel?
I feel okay.
You don't feel okay?
No, I said I feel okay.
Yeah.
Delete anything that was bad.
I don't know. I mean, if we delete everything that was bad, we only have about 7 minutes.
That's fair. Sorry.
No, you were great. What did you say that was bad? Everything you said was wonderful.
I don't know.
I thought it was weird that you said point blank that you love Diddy right in the middle. But otherwise, I think it was great.
Yeah.
But you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, thanks.
That was Kim McVicar. You can find her on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at kim.mcvicar. This episode was produced by Jude Crowner. It was edited by Martin Alvarez. Our theme song and additional music are by Oliver Hymack. Our cover art was done by Neil Fraser with photography by Matt Mazisco. social media by Dia Villegas. Please write a review and rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you can. You can send any questions, comments, newly friend game suggestions, or tea suggestions to steepcombos@gmail.com or tweet us at steepconvos. I'm Josh Lanzet, and you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Josh Lanzet. We'll be back next week, so until then, happy steeping.
I didn't want to say this, so like we've all been talking about
I've been
it.
doing squats.
You've squatted twice since you got here.
I like squatting.
I think it's good.
It's
It's
my
good for your
favorite
butt.
part of the workout.
Yeah, it's stairs and punchline squats.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get thick.
Yeah.
Shout out to my thick
Cake.
crew.